The first thing I noticed wasn't the lipstick on his collar or perfume on her clothes. It was the way my wife Jennifer started pronouncing quinoa correctly at dinner parties. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. I'm Dan Sullivan, 38, owner of Sullivan's Auto Repair on the East Side. I've got grease under my fingernails that won't come out no matter how hard I scrub, and I'm fine with that. My wife wasn't anymore. Daniel, could you please not talk about carburetors at the table? Jennifer said during dinner at her brother's house. Brad's colleagues are here. Brad. Her younger brother, 32, who'd made it big in commercial real estate. The golden child who never let me forget I fix cars for a living while he moved properties. Sorry, I said, setting down my fork. Didn't realize internal combustion was off limits. Brad laughed, but it wasn't friendly. It's just, we're discussing the Riverside Development Project. Multi-million-dollar stuff. Probably not your scene, Dan. His wife Amanda touched his arm, smiling. Brad, don't be rude. I'm not being rude. I'm being realistic. Dan's a great guy, but let's face it. He's not exactly playing in our league. Jennifer said nothing. That silence cut deeper than Brad's words. I'd been married to Jennifer for 15 years. We'd met when she was a receptionist at a dental office, before she went back for her MBE, before the promotion to marketing director at Carlson & Associates, before she started staying late at the office with her team, especially with Derek. Derek Patterson, her colleague, all smooth charm and expensive suits. I found out 3 weeks ago, not from some dramatic confrontation, but from her unlocked iPad sitting on the kitchen counter. A message notification. Last night was incredible. Can't stop thinking about you. I read them all. Every message. Every plan. Every lie she'd told me while I was working 60-hour weeks to keep our mortgage paid. The family dinner at Brad's continued. His friends, all real estate types and lawyers, talked about wine regions and vacation homes. I sat there, invisible, while my wife laughed at their jokes and refilled their glasses. So Dan, one of Brad's friends said, Jennifer tells us you've been at the same shop for 10 years? 15. I own it. Oh, you own it? That's great. Small business, backbone of America, and all that. His tone made it clear what he thought of small businesses. Brad leaned back in his chair. Dan, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. The property your shop is on? That whole block is part of the Riverside development I mentioned. We're buying up everything in that area. My stomach dropped. My lease isn't up for 2 years. Leases can be negotiated. We're offering generous buyouts. You could take the money, maybe open something smaller across town. Jennifer was staring at her plate. You knew about this, I said to her. Brad mentioned it. I told him to talk to you directly. When? When were you going to mention that your brother is trying to take my business? Brad held up his hands. Whoa, nobody's taking anything. This is just business, Dan. Don't be dramatic. I stood up. We're leaving. Daniel, sit down, Jennifer hissed. You're embarrassing me. I'm embarrassing you? The table went silent. Brad's friends exchanged glances. Amanda excused herself to check on dessert. You know what? I said. Enjoy your dinner. Enjoy your development project. I'm sure it'll be incredible. I walked out. Jennifer didn't follow until 20 minutes later. When she got to the car, her face was fury. What the hell was that? She demanded. Your brother just told me he's destroying my business, and you already knew. He's offering you money, good money, but you're too proud to even listen. It's my shop, Jennifer. I built it from nothing. From nothing is right. You're still there, still in the same place while everyone else moves forward, she was shouting now. Brad's right. You're not in our league anymore. You never were. The words hung in the air between us. Our league, I repeated. When did you start thinking like that? She looked away. I want more, Daniel. I deserve more. More than what? More than 15 years? More than the guy who worked doubles so you could finish your MBA? I'm grateful for that. But gratitude isn't enough anymore. I knew then, not suspected, knew. You're sleeping with him, Derek. Her face confirmed it before her words did. I'm not discussing this here. How long? Daniel, how long? 6 months. She said it quietly, almost relieved to finally admit it. I'm sorry, I didn't plan it. It just happened. Things don't just happen, Jennifer. You made choices. So did you. You chose that shop over everything, over us, over me. I chose to provide for our family. We don't have a family, Daniel. We have a mortgage and separate lives. She was crying now. Derek makes me feel alive again. He sees me. When's the last time you really looked at me? I looked at her then. Really looked. The woman I'd married had disappeared somewhere along the way, replaced by someone who measured worth in salary figures and social status. I want a divorce, she said. The next week was a blur. Jennifer moved in with Derek, his downtown penthouse with floor-to-ceiling windows and a view of the river. She took half our savings as a temporary measure, her lawyer arranged. My friends, our friends, started choosing sides. Mike and Laura invited us both to their barbecue, then uninvited me when Jennifer said she'd be uncomfortable. It's just easier this way, Mike said on the phone. You understand. Tom and Rachel stopped returning my calls entirely. Jennifer was spinning the narrative. I heard it through the grapevine. Dan was controlling. Dan was verbally abusive. Dan refused to let her grow as a person. The worst part? People believed her. Jennifer had the education, the career, the polished image. I had grease under my fingernails and a failing marriage. 2 weeks after she left, I ran into Tom and Rachel at the grocery store. Dan, Tom said, looking uncomfortable. Hey, haven't heard from you guys. Rachel clutched her shopping cart. We've been busy. Too busy to return a call? Tom sighed. Look, man, we heard what happened. Jennifer told us everything. Everything? What exactly did she tell you? About the controlling behavior, the anger issues, how you threatened her when she wanted to leave. I felt my face get hot. I never threatened her. That's a complete lie. She seemed pretty scared, Dan. And honestly, you're kind of proving her point right now with how aggressive you're being. I'm not being aggressive. I'm defending myself against lies. See, this is what she was talking about. Rachel pulled Tom away. We can't be around this kind of energy. It's toxic. They left me standing there in the cereal aisle. That night, I sat in my empty house and made a list. Everyone who'd turned their back on me. Everyone who'd believed Jennifer's lies without asking my side. Brad and his real estate friends. Derek, obviously. Jennifer herself. Mike and Laura. Tom and Rachel. The entire social circle we'd built over 15 years. I'd been the nice guy. The dependable one. The guy who helped friends move and loaned money he never got back and fixed cars for cost. Where had nice gotten me? I thought about my shop. My crew, Bobby, James, and old Pete. They'd stuck by me. They knew the truth. They'd seen me build something real. Boss, Bobby had said yesterday, you want us to slash that guy's tires? Just say the word. I'd laughed it off. But the idea stuck. Not slashing tires. That was too obvious, too crude. But revenge? Revenge done right? I called my lawyer first, not for the divorce, for the business. Brad Sullivan is trying to buy out my lease, I told him. What are my options? Well, you've got 2 years left. He can't force you out unless you agree to terms. What if I don't agree? Then you stay put. He'd have to wait out your lease or make you an offer you can't refuse. Define can't refuse. Enough money that walking away makes sense. I smiled. What if I want to make this difficult for him? My lawyer paused. How difficult? Very. Over the next week, I did my research. Brad's Riverside development was his biggest project yet. He'd leveraged everything, his house, his savings, even borrowed from investors. The timeline was tight. He needed that entire block cleared by September to break ground. My shop was right in the middle of his plans. I called Brad. Dan, good to hear from you. Ready to talk numbers? Actually, I've been thinking. I really love that location. The foot traffic, the visibility. I think I'm going to stay. Silence. Then, Dan, be reasonable. I'm offering you $200,000. That's generous. I'm not interested. $250,000. Not interested. Dan, don't be stupid about this. This deal is happening with or without you. Not without me, it isn't. I've got 2 years on my lease, and I plan to use every day of it. You're making a mistake. Maybe, but it's my mistake to make. I hung up. Brad called Jennifer. Jennifer called me. What are you doing? She demanded. Running my business. You're sabotaging Brad's project out of spite. I'm exercising my legal rights. There's a difference. This is exactly why we're getting divorced. You're petty and vindictive. I'm petty? You're sleeping with your coworker and telling our friends I'm abusive. I never said abusive. I said controlling. Same thing in divorce court, Jennifer. Your lawyer knows that. She hung up. The next move came from Derek. He showed up at my shop on a Wednesday afternoon, all designer jeans and polo shirt, looking deeply uncomfortable around actual work. Dan, got a minute? I wiped my hands on a rag. What do you want? To talk, man to man. Bobby snorted from under a Honda Civic. I waved him off. "Talk," I said. "Look, I know this situation is complicated. Jennifer and I didn't mean for things to happen this way." "Things don't just happen, Derek. People make choices." "Fair enough. We made choices. And I know you're hurt. But taking it out on Brad's project? That's not going to bring her back." "I don't want her back." He looked surprised. "Then what do you want?" "To run my business in peace." "Brad's offering you a fortune to relocate. Why not take it?" "Because it's my shop, on my terms, not his." Derek sighed. "Jennifer said you'd be difficult about this." "Jennifer says a lot of things. Most of them lies." "She's not lying about you, Dan. She's scared. She told me how you'd get angry, how you'd give her the silent treatment for days." "I worked 60-hour weeks. I was tired. That's not abuse. That's exhaustion." "The way you're yelling right now kind of proves her point." I stepped closer. Derek backed up. "Get out of my shop," I said quietly. "Dan, get out." He left. That night I made a decision. If they wanted to play dirty, I could play dirty, but smarter. I started with social media. Jennifer had always been active online, posting about her career, her lifestyle, her journey. I'd been in the background of her life for so long I'd become invisible. Time to become visible. I created a simple post. "After 15 years of marriage, my wife left me for her coworker. Now her brother is trying to force me out of my business. Funny how family works." I didn't tag anyone, didn't name names, just stated facts. It got 200 shares in 3 hours. People started asking questions. Jennifer's carefully curated image began to crack. Then I went after Brad's project. I called the city planning office. "Hi, I'm a business owner on Riverside Avenue. I heard there's a development planned. Has the environmental impact study been completed?" "Environmental impact study?" "Yeah, that whole area used to be industrial. Factories, chemical plants. I'm worried about soil contamination." "I'll have to check on that. Thanks. I'd hate for something to hold up such an important project." The city launched an investigation. Environmental studies take months. Brad called me, furious. "What did you do?" "I expressed concerns as a local business owner. That's my right." "You're deliberately sabotaging me." "I'm protecting my interests, and the community, who knows what's in that soil." "There's nothing in the soil." "Then the study will prove that. Eventually." He hung up. Jennifer showed up at my house that night. "You need to stop," she said. "Stop what?" "You know what. The social media posts, the environmental complaints, blocking Brad's project." "I posted facts. I raised legitimate concerns. What's the problem?" "The problem is you're being vindictive." "I'm being vindictive? You cheated on me, stole our money, lied to our friends, and now you're mad that I'm not rolling over?" "I didn't steal anything. That was my money, too." "You moved in with your boyfriend and cleaned out our account. That's theft, Jennifer." "My lawyer said..." "Your lawyer is setting you up for a bad divorce settlement. Community property goes both ways." Her face went pale. "What does that mean?" "It means half of everything you earn while we're married is mine, including your salary from the last 6 months, and your bonus, and your stock options." "You wouldn't." "Watch me." She left in tears. The final confrontation came at Mike and Laura's house. They'd invited Jennifer to dinner. She'd brought Derek. They'd posted photos on social media, all smiles and wine glasses and good riddance to toxic people. I showed up uninvited. Mike answered the door. "Dan, what are you doing here?" "We need to talk. All of us." "This isn't a good time." I pushed past him. They were all in the living room. Jennifer and Derek on the couch, Tom and Rachel in the armchairs. Mike and Laura standing now, looking panicked. "Dan, you need to leave," Jennifer said. "Not until you tell them the truth." "What truth?" Rachel asked. "The truth about why our marriage ended. The truth about her affair. The truth about the lies she's been spreading." "We know the truth," Tom said. "You were controlling and angry." "Really? What did I control? Her career? I worked doubles so she could finish her MBA. Her friends? I encouraged every friendship. Her money? She had her own account." "You gave her the silent treatment," Laura said. "That's emotional abuse." "I worked 60-hour weeks. I was exhausted. That's not abuse." "You're yelling right now," Derek said. "This is exactly what Jennifer described." I laughed. It wasn't a happy sound. "You want to talk about abuse? Let's talk about Jennifer cleaning out our bank account. Let's talk about her telling everyone I threatened her when I never did. Let's talk about her sleeping with you for 6 months while I paid our mortgage." "That's private," Jennifer said. "Not anymore. You made it public when you lied about me." I pulled out my phone. I've got bank statements showing she took $40,000. I've got texts from her admitting the affair. I've got proof of everything. The room went quiet. You hacked her phone? Mike asked. No. I looked at her iPad that she left unlocked on our kitchen counter. Her fault, not mine. Rachel looked at Jennifer. Is this true? Jennifer's face was red. It's more complicated than... Yes or no, I said. Did you cheat on me for 6 months? Yes. Did you take $40,000 from our joint account? It was my money, too. Did you tell people I threatened you when I never did? She said nothing. Answer him, Tom said quietly. I felt threatened, Jennifer said, emotionally. That's not the same thing, Rachel said. Derek stood up. Look, this is between Dan and Jennifer. We should stay out of it. You're literally in the middle of it, I said. You're sleeping with my wife. Your ex-wife. We're not divorced yet. Legally, you're committing adultery. That matters in court. Derek's face went pale. Jennifer said you agreed to no fault? I changed my mind. I turned to the group. Here's the truth. Jennifer wanted a different life. Fine. That's her choice. But instead of being honest, she cheated and lied and tried to destroy my reputation, and all of you believed her without asking my side. You could have told us, Laura said. You wouldn't take my calls. Silence. I came here to say one thing, I continued. You all chose her over me. That's fine. But when this divorce is final, when the truth comes out in court, when she's paying me half her salary and Derek's wife finds out about the affair. Derek's married? Rachel gasped. Derek's face went white. Separated. Since when? I asked. Since recently. Liar, I said. I called your wife yesterday. She had no idea about Jennifer, but she does now. Jennifer stood up. You called his wife? I told her the truth. What you and Derek have been doing. She's filing for divorce and naming Jennifer as co-respondent. The room exploded, everyone talking at once. Jennifer screaming at me, Derek trying to leave, Mike and Laura demanding we all calm down. I walked to the door. One more thing, I said. Brad's development, it's dead. The environmental study found contamination. Cleanup will cost millions. He's going bankrupt. Jennifer's face went white. What? He leveraged everything on that project. His house, his savings, investor money. It's all gone. And since you're married to me and community property laws apply, his debts are partially yours too. I smiled. Enjoy your new life. I walked out. The next 3 months were beautiful. Brad's project collapsed. He lost everything. Had to move into a rental apartment. Derek's wife took him to the cleaners in divorce court. Jennifer got named as co-respondent, which tanked her reputation at work. She was asked to resign. My divorce settlement was generous. Half of Jennifer's salary and benefits from the marriage. Plus, I kept the house. Tom and Rachel apologized. I didn't accept. Mike and Laura tried to reconcile. I blocked their numbers. I sold my shop, not to Brad, but to a national chain for 3 times what Brad had offered. Took the money and opened a new place across town. Bigger, better, more profitable. Jennifer moved back in with her parents. Derek moved to another state. I ran into her at the grocery store last week. Same cereal aisle where Tom and Rachel had abandoned me. She looked tired, older, defeated. Dan, she said quietly. Jennifer. I'm sorry. For everything. I nodded. Okay. Is there any chance? No. I walked away. That night, sitting in my new house, paid in cash with my successful business and my clear conscience, I realized something. Revenge isn't about hurting people. It's about truth, about consequences, about making sure that people who lie and cheat and destroy others face reality. Jennifer wanted a better life. She got exactly what she deserved. And me, I got peace. The end, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next story. Write in the comments from which city you are watching,